I bet you were dancing though, like,
we're going to the moon. No. He says, this one's for the girls, and he starts playing Tiny Dancers, and I stand up and go,
bro, I would lose my mind.
Dude. And everybody loses their mind, but I don't know how to play the rest of it.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the CouRage and Nadeshot Show presented by Cash App. We are live here in the 100 Thieves Cash App compound in Los Angeles, California. It's a beautiful day outside, a little bit chilly, but you know what? It's great to be here in person.
Chilly?
It's chilly in LA. Austin, the new member of 100 Thieves. The new member of 100 Thieves, or 100 Thieves, as he said in a video.
I said,
and you're wearing your merch.
I'm wearing my merch.
You are just...
I'm telling you, I got the chain. I'm a whole new person now. For somebody put a chain on me during this photo shoot.
And you like it?
I've been talking about it all week long. Yeah, it's like a new thing for me. It's a new me,
dude. I want to have you back on the podcast, like 6 months from now, and see how far your accessory game.
Well,
is
let's
gone.
see. So I'm gonna maybe I'll have some rings. You know, the chain.
I think it fits,
maybe
man.
I'll paint my nails.
You pulled up. Your wardrobe was tight. You had a nice pair of Chelsea boots.
Oh yeah.
A great overcoat.
Thank you.
Listen, for every guest that we have, we like to, really describe who they are.
Okay.
This is Austin. He's a content creator and streamer with over 1.3 million followers on Twitch. I'm sorry. Yeah. And he is most arguably the most popular reality game show on Twitch, Love or Host. And he is the newest content creator of 100 Thieves.
Damn.
Good. Go ahead.
If somebody were gonna write a description of like an intro for you, like what would you put on your virtual LinkedIn or your Twitter? What would you add to that?
I think you pretty much explained what I do. Reality TV, online entertainment personality. Yeah. It's hard to describe, because we finally now people understand the space a little bit more. But I remember even a few years ago, you get into an Uber and it'd be like, what do you do? And you'd be like, well, I stream on Twitch. And they're like, oh, that's cute. Like when are you going to get a job sort of thing, or what's that? Or they have no idea. So
that was your first mistake. Whenever somebody asks me what I do in an Uber, I just say online marketing.
Sometimes I think
I don't want to talk about it. Like, I'm going to go through this spiel of video games for the millionth time. I'd say, yeah, I work in online marketing, digital sales. It's nothing.
Well, for a while, you'd say online entertainer, and they'd go to porn right away. So I'd have to start saying.
I mean, I had a stint in there for a bit.
Oh, you did porn for a bit?
Yeah. You guys can find
that. Honestly, would be a great thing to tell an Uber driver. Like, yeah, online entertainer, and if he were to ask porn, like, yeah, I'm hung like a moose.
Yeah, I mean, mooses.
Mooses are hung.
I've never seen a moose's dick before.
I would imagine it's gigantic.
Probably.
I've Googled them.
But proportionately so.
Yeah.
I mean, how can you create a creature as big of a moose if you don't have like a very big delivery system?
Yeah, but moose pussy may be just as proportionate.
Yo,
I'm sorry.
Man, this is gonna be one of those shows that I can't fucking wait. We've had a long week of shooting and great shooting.
I don't know if I've ever heard somebody say moose pussy.
Like that might be the first time I've heard.
A moose. A moose leaves that side of the woods, comes back home. Hey, that shit was busted.
I mean, I've heard of like a moose knuckle, like a guy like your moose knuckles hanging out.
I don't know what you'd call it. What else would you call it? How did we start this podcast like this, talking about moose pussy?
As you can see.
I don't know, but we're presented by Cash App.
Yeah,
powered by Cash App.
This is why we brought Austin into the fold. We knew, Austin, I've been an admirer of your work ethic and grind, and you do a great damn job of knowing what will work on the internet.
Thank you very much.
And you've been a big name for a while now, and now you're in the 100 Thieves umbrella. What a week you've had so far.
Yes.
The shoots.
Yes.
Long shoot yesterday, but a fun shoot. We had the apparel shoot a couple days prior. Thoughts on the experience so far?
I've loved it.
Great.
Every step of the way. I mean, you guys have been awesome. The merch looks really great too. And like I said, it like changed me. I put on the merch. They had like a stylist there.
Yep.
She dressed me up in all the merch, and she put the chain on me. I'm going to mention the chain several times. We may have to even cut it out.
No, we're going to keep it all.
Please.
Okay. But she put a chain on me and everything, and I felt great. I've been super happy. We did our announcement shoot yesterday.
Laughed a lot.
That was so much fun.
The blooper reel for that is going to be magnificent.
It was so much fun. It was like the most fun I've had doing something in a long time. It was just a blast. Good. So it's been a great experience. I've been wanting to join 100 Thieves for a long time. Finally, you got me here.
Yes.
It's my dream org, so yeah, it's been great.
Good.
So,
Well, I actually have a brief funny story to tell you.
Okay.
Because you came back to the house, you forgot something at the house.
yes, I did.
And Maddie, I think, saw you.
Oh, yes.
And
Did you leave our garage door open?
I didn't even know how to press your button in that garage. I would never leave your garage.
You know how to use a garage?
Well, I mean, not that. That's a fancy garage.
It is actually
complete
not.
standard
You have to-
garage.
Clap your hands.
No, actually. But Maddie saw you, and
That'd be a huge gap in
you
security
and
clearance.
somehow we got on the topic because you are openly gay. You've talked about
of
it.
course so. Yes.
And Maddie said, "Yeah, I saw him," and he looked at me and said, "I left my hair product here. I feel like a naked mole rat." And Maddie was like, "He's gay, right?" Yeah, it's like, "Yeah, he's gay." And
she didn't know?
We were just no, she didn't. We
Really?
were just fucking. I mean, she's not as involved in social media and doesn't really know. Like, anytime a new creator joins, I have to give the whole spiel. And we setting up the chance to talk about you much yet. She just saw you briefly during the shoot.
Yeah.
And I started fucking cracking up. I mean, granted, I had a couple martinis, so I thought it was even funnier. But you just saw her. You're like, I'm a naked
Dude,
mole rat
I am lost without my hair product. And
I mean, you got a great head of hair.
Oh, thank you. I mean, I try. Sometimes some days are better than others. But I was in my hotel room, and
I was just looking at your hair. I feel like your hair would do well even without product. Like,
I mean, some people say that, but I used to wear it down all the time. Now I wear it up all the time, and now I can't wear it. Oh shit!
So were you freaking out when they put the hat on you at the shoot?
Yes.
Oh, I know. He never.
I was freaking out. There was like, they're like, let's get a hat on you, and I'm like self-conscious. I'm like, well, what the fuck's wrong with my hair? Is my hair fucked up? Or
No, they
something
just
that?
like to show off the different. Dude, you look good in a hat.
you looked really good in the hat.
Really good in a hat.
People
Thank you.
don't like. You looked really good in the hat, and
Thank
I
you.
used to have the facial structure for it.
Thank
It
you.
looks good.
I feel like I look okay in a beanie, but hats, I don't know. I've never really.
No, dude, trust. When the photos
Yeah.
come out, when you guys see the
Okay.
photos, Austin fans,
They look good.
the two Austin fans.
I have two stands on
Cole
Twitter.
and Maddie or something.
Cole and Maddie, that's
Yeah.
right. Big they're gonna be super happy, I'm sure.
Get out there and
Yeah.
show him some love about his hat.
Yeah. So the two stands, they got pictures of me on Twitter. It's really great.
We're gonna
Little fan base.
We're gonna get into all sorts of details, juicy stuff here in the show.
Oh,
but
yeah.
before we get into it, we got to give a shout out to one of our proud sponsors, Cash App. Matt, you want to read this?
Yeah.
You're also under the Cash App umbrella.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
of
this is
course.
perfect. And I'm gonna nail this without any mistakes.
You
Not
go-
one hiccup.
No.
You know, in school when I was in like 4th grade, I felt like I was showing off with how well I read, and then the next kid be stuttering. I'd be like, "Just get this fucking kid out of here, dude! Look at this idiot!"
You were a
no.
big fucking deal even back then, weren't
No.
you?
I actually had
Trust
no
me, he
friends.
wasn't. You should
and-
see his whole picture.
Oh,
of him,
I got to
Mets
show you
player.
guys this photo last night. Haley was like, "This might be my favorite baby photo of you," and I'm like, "Babe, I'm 14 in that photo." It was me playing Halo 2 in my living room. She thought I was like 6 years old.
You hit puberty when you were 24, bro.
Yeah, I did not hit puberty until I was 18. All right. This show is brought to you by Cash App. If you don't use Cash App, then fuck you. You probably know Cash App is the easiest way to send money to your friends and buy Bitcoin, but Cash App does way more than that. Cash App is also the easiest way to try and grow your money in the market with their investing feature. Unlike other investing tools that force you to buy entire shares of stock, Cash App lets there's a typo. I didn't fuck this. Yo, you forgot a U. Cash App lets you own. There's no U on this. Cash App lets own. Cash App lets you own a piece of any stock with just $1. Cash App investing is free to use and free of fees. It's also simple to set up. Simply open up the Cash App and decide how you want to invest a single stock and click purchase. As always, we are stoked to be working with Cash App to support the Gamers Outreach Foundation. Now when you sign up for Cash App and use the promo code THIEVES, THIEVES, not only will you receive $10, but Cash App will also donate to $10 to Gamers Outreach, which is an amazing organization that provides video games to kids dealing with long-term treatment in hospitals. You remember to use the code THIEVES when you download Cash App from App Store or Google Play Store today.
9 out of 10. Well done.
Well, it would have been a 10 out of 10 if you didn't slip
Yeah, there
me
was a
up.
typo. We'll discuss with Alex after this. He
Yeah.
definitely
We'll have a
knew,
one-on-one.
He knew you're. Oh, you should have it memorized.
That's a lot of words, dude, and I'm pretty stupid.
That's okay.
All right, so
No, you're not. You're a smart guy.
you don't know that.
Thanks,
That's
Austin.
true.
You're just being nice. Austin, so I think it's important for our viewers. I mean, dude, 1.3 million viewers or followers on Twitch. Like, that's an unbelievable number. I mean, I have been around Twitch since Justin TV, and it's not many people reach that upper echelon of stardom on the platform. So I think it'd be helpful for our audience, for some of them that watch CouRage and Nadeshot Show that don't really know your background. Could you explain lover host and where it
Yeah.
originated and how it's gotten to such a massive place in the gaming industry?
Yeah, so Lover Host is a dating show. I'll describe the structure a little bit.
Yeah, go through the whole thing.
So it features one bachelor, bachelorette every time we do it, and 10 contestants. That main person is like on the pursuit of like love, right?
Yeah.
They systematically eliminate one person every 20 minutes, and then at the end, they hopefully find the person of their dreams, right? The catch is that all those contestants before the show, they could have chosen between love and host. And if they chose host at the end and they get chosen, then the person, the main bachelor, bachelorette, walks away empty-handed, and that person, the winner, gets all the viewers. Now, if they chose love, then it's like happily ever after, and they do their thing.
Wait, so if I go through all 10 people and the final person, I say I want love, but they asked for host at the beginning, no date, and they get the
nothing,
viewers.
it's over.
You just get burned.
You just get burned.
Wow.
And so after every elimination, there's like an intense reveal on like, if the person they eliminated chose love or host. And so that happens every time. And then the final reveal is like the climax where it's like, God, I'm fucking burping all.
IBS.
Yeah, see? We figured that out. Him and I both have IBS. They cause you to burp?
Yeah, I mean, it causes a ton of issues in the intestines, the stomach. I have really bad acid, so if I don't burp after I eat,
you bloated
I'll be
all the
sick.
time?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, same.
I was really into
Yeah,
the description.
Go back.
Sorry.
I was really into the description.
Back to
We don't care about your
Lover
IBS
Host.
and your disabilities.
Back to Lover Host. So that happens, and the show began. I was a gamer in the beginning when I started on Twitch in 2013. And I did a lot of gaming, but 2018 I started shifting into more structured shows, more reality TV based content. And then this concept came along, and it was pretty popular, but then it really sort of exponentially got more popular as I started collaborating with, George Not Found and Karl Jacobs and people from the Dream SMP and those types of folks. And
Karl came on the show?
Karl did, yeah, in October I think it was.
Did he find love?
No. But hey, if they don't find love, they can always come back. And so we do that sometimes.
He's like, come on back.
I'll say it's like, hey,
Hey, there's a lot of people out there that want
Do the
Karl's love,
contestants
like me.
know who the host is going to be before they choose love or host?
Like, does the main contestant know?
No, do the people that are going to be on the show?
Yeah, they apply, don't they?
Yeah, they come on the show. Oh yeah, they're not just randomly selected. Like, oh, here you go.
And they know who they're applying to be on that episode of.
Yes,
right. It's
yeah,
not like
they do. So before every episode, about a week, we do a week before the show, maybe a few days before, we send out a Google Doc and people submit themselves to the Google Doc and submit a video. We tell them to be as creative as possible, but we don't like to put a lot of restrictions on like how you submit to the show because we don't want to impede people's creativity and some people are lazy, and I know that shouldn't give an excuse to we should just say, well, then you're not coming on the show, but sometimes they just don't think they're gonna get their stuff's gonna get seen, so I like to leave the process open, So
has it far exceeded your expectations for where it's now at?
yeah, I remember some guys saying 100K viewers. I was like, oh no, that's never. I always explain like this: you never expect it to happen, but then at the same time, like you never are. I don't want to say surprised, but like you never think that it's not possible.
Yeah.
But you don't necessarily expect it to get to the level that it. I didn't expect it to get to the level that I got to, but am I like shocked that it?
Dude,
things are crazy.
When something crazy happens on Lover Host, I see it all over my timeline. When it winds up coming down
on Twitter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like what's when you think back on like, is there like a craziest moment that stands out to you, or like
I was gonna ask the same
a defining drama-filled moment?
A drama-filled moment. So we had a Lover Host with Fedmyster, and at the very end, he picked a girl who chose host, and this girl was named Kate. Kate chose host, and then at the end she chose host, and we asked, why did you choose host? And then she called him ugly, right? And everybody lost their mind. Everybody came into the Discord to defend Fed. Everybody, every one of his friends at the time
I remember
had
this.
come in and
Down
defended
bad.
him, and it was just like this huge drama and because Kate was the villain on the show. She was like the heel of the show. And,
Yeah.
And
you need that in
Is
reality.
she still around?
Yeah, Kate's still around. Yeah. She's been on the show since, actually.
Like, does she have a following now though? Does she make a living from Twitch? I don't know.
I think so. Yeah, I think so. I haven't kept up too much, but
how many viewers did it have at the time?
I think that was the first show that actually like got big. It was like 70-some thousand. It's like 76,000.
I can't imagine what it'd do to a man. It's 70,000 people, girl that you pick for love, and she's like, nah, he's ugly.
It was weird because like worse things have been said, but it was just like it took the air. You have to be there to be like, oh shit, like that was.
It was like you can't even script that moment.
Yeah,
you almost see like the cliche American reality TV show cut in and like the like the sound effect.
Because calling somebody ugly and like banter and whatnot isn't really too big of a deal, but like it just like when somebody says something, it just sucks the air out of the room. That's what happens.
I bet you were dancing though, like
okay,
shit, we're going to the moon.
No, so I actually get really anxious when people are like, my goal during the show is to ensure that like the guests don't lose their that they don't actually get hurt or embarrassed during the show.
Yeah.
So I like
that's
the little
part of love though.
Yeah, that's true.
It hurts. love hurts.
But I do like when the friendly drama banter gets in. But like I don't want people to get like actually. So
is there because we've talked about this with many guests before for dreams and aspirations they have for their shows. We once mentioned that we'd love to have The Rock on the show. He actually replied to the tweet, said when COVID's over, he'll bring a bottle of his tequila and we'll drink and have an episode.
I don't think he said he'd actually come on the show. He never said that.
He did?
Go find the tweet. I almost am certain he said
he said something along the lines of,
Alex, you can definitely find it. We can find it.
Maybe we'll share a bottle one day.
No, The Rock.
Well, we would love to have him on the show. But is there a person that you want to put out into the ecosystem and world right now that you would love to have on the Austin show? I want to ask this. One in the space that we're in, whether it's streaming and YouTube,
okay,
but also from a celebrity standpoint.
Traditional
media.
Okay, so digital space, I'd love to have Dream or Corpse Husband.
Okay.
I love this idea of being faceless.
Yeah.
And like they have commanded such a great following without even showing their face. And I think that that's super interesting. And I'd like to see what a Lover host like that would be. We had Swagger Souls on a Lover host with no face, and that was really interesting. But I'd like to explore that a little bit more. So those two, I'd say Dream and Corpse Husband, I'd like to see.
It was a maybe.
Maybe one day I'll pop on.
Oh, okay.
Then that's enough for me. Maybe one day I'll
pop
on.
No, you're right.
Maybe. Okay, maybe isn't a no.
See?
It's not a no.
Oh, that was pre-COVID. So actually there was this... that was just...
There's a lot of ambiguity in when it might happen.
Well, let's reach back out. It's been a damn year and a half. The
Bro,
Rock.
I
tweet
can't...
at him.
Listen, having us out here is great, but I can't imagine just The Rock sitting here. I'd just be like...
Dude.
What the fuck, man?
I can't... I mean,
I wouldn't even know what to say.
Bro, I'd be like... Jumanji.
Can I have a piggyback ride or something like that?
I love The Rock.
Okay, I'm not letting you get away with this, though, because I asked for a celebrity.
Oh, celebrity. Okay, so... It used to be James Charles. That was my favorite. I guess he's digital though.
He dips in
he like
both.
He like transcends.
Yeah, he's a good like middle ground one.
He was my
like between the both mediums.
That was my dream show.
Okay,
and it happened.
Yep,
and it was fantastic. He was so good on it was a great show.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. I haven't thought of a celebrity.
James Charles been in the mix lately, man. It's been crazy.
Yeah,
people always are, bro.
Yeah.
Some people always are.
If you had to pick a female to come on and host from like the digital space and celebrity, what would it be? You did two,
Female. Oh God, this make me look like a sexist or something. Like I don't have like a dream. Oh man,
so it's okay. That's okay. I'm trying to think of who's.
I'm trying to think of like big single female creators in the community.
What about
right
Zendaya?
No, she's dating.
She's
dating the actor from Tenet, the main actor from Tenet.
I know who my dream guest is.
Good for him.
Ray.
Valkyrae.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
but
good luck.
Yeah, I know. I don't think it's ever going to happen. But that would be, all things aside, if just in a world where, how do I say this? Like, okay, with the cameras cut,
we don't cut a lot.
Oh fuck! Oh, you don't cut a lot. Okay.
We try not to.
Okay, well then I'll just.
We'll just leave it.
Okay. All right.
Well, man,
you do try. What I've learned about Austin these last couple of days is he's got such a iconic show where there can be a lot of juicy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But he really likes to tread the water.
You dance around,
You
man.
dance, man.
You should
You
be a
dance.
politician.
I don't. Well, because it's in front of with a live audience and like a lot of different personalities on the screen. You never know what somebody's gonna say. I do dance.
Well, you have to, bro. It kind of reminds you of like Chris Harrison. Like if you have Chris Harrison as the host of The Bachelor, if he's on the show and you have like men and women doing just the wildest shit, you can't start picking sides.
Yeah. I have to maintain my neutrality. That's one of the keys to the show is I have to maintain my neutrality. I can't get I shouldn't have any I can't have any biases or anything.
Yeah.
So,
dude, man, there's a lot I want to talk about with this because you've had some crazy people on it, but you've also I know you've been doing a trivia show too, and you've been expanding. Is the goal to continue to expand this? Do you want to have like a weekly cadence of daily content of shows?
I don't know if I can do daily, but at least weekly.
Like if your team keeps expanding.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to do. I mean, I used to do a lot more shows, but Lover Host really took off.
Yeah,
and it's weird. It's like as I've grown, it's been, less is more almost. Because I don't think that this sort of content is effective if you're doing it every other day.
It leaves you with something to look forward to.
Exactly, it's an event, and I like that. I like the way it's been positioned. But I'd like to expand out and do some more. I had some other. I do like a talent show every quarter or so.
Yeah,
I'd like that's going to come back. I'm going to do that. But I'd like to expand the portfolio of reality TV stuff. Maybe go into. I really want to take dating, and I want to like put it in person because a lot of times it's like, we see everything unfold, on the internet here, but we don't see the next step, which is in person. And
I would love to see gamers in person.
Yeah,
I know how I was when I was like 19, 20, didn't know how to talk to people. Like,
it'd be fun, right?
Well, there needs to be like a big brother of like Twitch streamers. Like that's what the house that's always on. You can stream from your place.
You can pull that off. Man.
I want to do something like that. And actually, after doing the announcement video yesterday, I was like, wow, this would be so much fun to film.
You want us to produce it for you? We could be your partner.
Let's do it.
Boom.
Hey.
100 Thieves,
Big Brother,
hosted
by the Austin Show.
Perfect.
I noticed when you do your show, you do have that voice for it.
You have that voice too.
I was gonna say, right now, if I were to say you're on the Austin Show, can you give me that voice?
Like the voice that I turn on?
Like the voice you do for the show.
Oh man, I don't know. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard the Austin Show. Today's Lover Host guest is Nadeshot. No, but that wouldn't make sense. Yeah, you're in trouble now.
I was saying, I'm like, where the fuck was this show when I was single?
Yeah, I don't know.
When I was younger.
Yeah.
I'm happily in a relationship now.
Yeah, I know.
But I could have used a lot of help, like navigating the waters back then, because it was turbulent.
I think I'd be way too nervous.
I would have
been.
A lot of people are nervous, but everybody that I talk to after they get done with the show, they're happy they did it.
What do you think the ratio is from like boys to girls or whoever's on the show of choosing love or host? Like, do you get into a lot of situations where the people that are on the show, it's clear what their intention is, and that's to gain clout and viewership? Is it hard to find those guests that actually are looking to date somebody online?
Most people actually choose love.
Wow.
And you'd think it's the opposite.
Well, they probably don't want to seem like the bad guys.
True, but also and maybe this is a flaw, but a lot of people apply to be on the show. And usually if you're applying to be on the show, usually you're interested to some degree. A lot of people choose love. Not everybody. I'd say it's not exactly like 80-20. It's more like 60-40, maybe 70-30 love host. But the hosts usually get weeded out because it's a competition, right? So at a certain point in the show, I'll ask, like, hey, who do you guys think chose host? It's like one of my favorite questions to ask. And then the competitors, because they don't know what each other chose either, and they'll like they'll speculate who chose what. So.
Are there like when you watch The Bachelor, you have success stories and updates? Like with Shark Tank too, with businesses that are doing well. Are there any relationships that have lasted to this point?
Okay, so I think there have been things that have happened. Hookups, relationships.
Whoa. Why does the word hookups is like that reality word? It's like a bachelor word. The hookups got spicy.
Well, I'm curious now with COVID because people in the gaming community used to go to like TwitchCon or like MLG events, and that it wasn't even a gaming event at that point. It was just like, who am I fucking? Like that's what people treated it as. No, I'm serious. Like
is that what it used to be like?
Yeah, I mean, to a certain degree. I mean, there's just a lot of drama around that. Like if you went to MLG Anaheim, it was it wasn't even about the event. Like, once players were knocked out, they didn't even care because they knew they were going to the hotel bar and they were trying to figure out their situation.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah. I mean, a lot of the people from my show, if something good does happen of it, like, hook up, relationship, usually nobody knows about it. I maybe get worried about it, but it's like a lot of people don't want to advertise it.
I understand.
So, but it has happened. I can say it has happened. Not all the time. A lot of times, some people just decide to stay friends. But and people blame me like, man, I have a girl that comes on all the time. Minx comes on all the time. She's and it's like at a certain point, I like they think that just because I put you on the show, you have to carry the torch at some point. I put you on the show.
Yeah.
At some point, you got to find love. So Minx, if you're listening right now, it's about time. I mean,
it's about that time. Sun's going down, big guy.
But she's great. She's one of my favorites to have on the show. It's fucked up, but I hope she doesn't find love because she's so amazing to have on the show.
She's like one of those great guys.
Yeah. I hope she finds love, but at the same time, in the meantime, love.
Please keep coming back because you make the show that much better. No, I feel like always having to worry and play on those episodes. Have you felt like you've been stressed by it, or is the show like when you look at an episode and you're a week out and you're putting these guests together for this monster episode like James Charles, are you stressed the whole time? When the show's in 10, 9, 8, are you anxious? Like are you so sweating? You're so nervous?
I sweat the entire show.
Yeah.
I'm sweating before the show. I can't sleep the night before the show. I am like, especially the James Charles show.
Yeah.
Because you put all these pieces together, you do the best you can.
Yep.
And you're trying to make everybody happy. You're trying to make the main guest happy. You're trying to make all the guests on the screen happy.
Yeah.
And then you're trying to put on a good show at the same time. And those goals don't always necessarily align, And so it's really stressful before the show. Once the show starts, I usually get in my groove, but it's high pressure. I'm always want to keep things moving because if as soon as you stop, there's a dead air moment, you lose people. And so I've always had that philosophy. You got to move. But yeah, so the answer is I get stressed. But during the show, by the time the show's over, it feels really good. It's like, oh, phew, that was
bro, that's the type of show that I'd be having like a warm-up shot for. I'd be like ripping a shot of tequila before I'm hosting that just to.
I made the mistake of smoking weed before a show. Not a good thing.
Yeah.
Not a good thing.
Was it a sativa or an indica?
Sativa.
Oh.
But sativa, I mean, weed will always get you to a point where it's like you always get tired from it eventually.
Were you about to have a panic attack or something, or were you just too high?
I mean, no panic attack, but I just forgot a lot of stuff. And I forget a lot of stuff when I'm sober too.
Yeah, so
like I've got a timer. I forget to read
like
out.
Newly Friends.
Yeah, like Newly Friends.
Oh,
or even you mentioned you're going to call the merch apparel, then you called it merch 3 times throughout the show.
Did I really?
Yeah.
Wait, throughout the show? Wait.
Yeah, but I don't care.
We don't care. We don't care.
But yeah, you said it like 3 times. Can we get like
in like one sentence? Can we clip that in?
The merch looks really great too.
I put on the merch, dressed me up in all the merch.
Did you really? Oh,
yeah,
shit.
no, for sure.
I thought you were being
facetious.
When was this? Oh, was it during the ending announcement thing? I said I got my new.
No, at the beginning of the podcast.
Beginning of the podcast.
Said it like
you mentioned it
3 or
1
4
minute before
times.
saying I'm going to call it apparel, and then you started the show and we talked about how you got the chain, and you said yes, we were taking photos of the new merch, and then I finally got dressed in the merch.
I can't believe I did that. I didn't even remember.
And the merch looked great.
I didn't even remember. Yeah, I cut it back because I can't believe I did that.
It's okay.
And you guys were just sitting there like, really? Is this fucking guy?
Listen, man. Hey, we're professionals here at the CouRage and Nadeshot Show.
Yeah, you didn't say it. You didn't even bat an eye. I didn't even know.
Really quickly, sometimes we have like breaking news that's going on in the community just to talk about it.
Yeah.
I didn't see this online, and the last couple of days have been busy, so I haven't really been on Twitter as much.
Yeah.
Logan Paul's moving to Puerto Rico?
Really?
What?
Why?
Yeah, apparently.
Well,
he's been criticized for it being for tax breaks, and there was a lot of trending about him when it came out about people that live in Puerto Rico, Puerto Ricans being like, please don't come here. We don't want
We
you.
don't want Logan Paul.
But yeah, because Jake has moved to Miami, so he's out of LA. Now,
Yeah.
now Logan's moving as well. I mean,
I'd be surprised like if like Puerto Rico or like the people there were saying like we don't want you here, because I mean I've never heard of people moving to Puerto Rico until I moved to LA and heard about how many people are actually going there. But it's a ton. I mean, they're going there in droves to evade taxes.
Is that? Did he mention what he was going there for?
listen,
It's got to be.
It's got to be a tax safe tax thing to do.
Yeah.
I mean, I was in Aspen the other week, and I talked to 3 different people that said they live there or are moving there. My girlfriend has a girlfriend whose boyfriend's living in Puerto Rico for like 6 months, and I'm like, holy shit, man. I don't know what the tax breaks are though from Puerto Rico, because couldn't you just move to a state with no state income tax?
I
like
don't
there
have
must
enough
be breaks on
there's
the federal
another-
taxes
I don't even.
too.
I don't even know if there's many tax. I don't even know if there's many taxes. I think there may be like a huge tax break. Maybe this is. I don't know if this is true or not. I don't even know if there's any taxes.
So wait, so as an American though, you can freely move to Puerto Rico and you don't have to pay federal or state taxes?
I mean, bro,
I
if that
don't
was
know
the case,
actually.
then-
I don't know if that's the case, but there's got to be a huge break. No, it's not the case. No.
No, we're
not the
making
case.
stuff up.
I'm going to look it up.
Go ahead, look it up, Matt.
I'm going to look it up, and you guys
figure it
chat
out.
for it, because I'm so curious.
Google it for us because we need it.
Why do Americans move to Puerto Rico?
You look great.
I'm getting shiny.
Are you worried about looking shiny?
I don't really. I
Listen,
Benefits of a low or zero tax haven without the need to actually live outside the U.S. or get
Low?
U.S. citizenship. Let's see.
low or zero tax haven?
Puerto Rico taxes.
let's see.
Bro, catch my ass in Puerto Rico.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, shit.
I mean, but would you ever move to a place for tax purposes?
Yes.
Really?
I mean, I pay over 50% in taxes.
Dude.
So,
California, man.
I mean,
you got
I love living here. Yes, I do love part of that. But yeah, I mean,
like Texas or something.
I've lived in Texas once. Why can't there just be an LA with
I know.
lower tax?
Yeah. Why can't it just be? Why
But
can't this be?
Puerto
Just get
Rico,
stuff to talk about,
Puerto
but-
Rico, Puerto Rico is an unincorporated territory of the United States, and Puerto Ricans are U.S. citizens. However, Puerto Rico is not a U.S. state, but a Commonwealth. Consequently, due to that, while all Puerto Rico residents pay federal taxes, only some residents are required to pay federal income taxes. So it's not exactly like a zero tax safe haven, but
I
there are
assume
significant benefits.
When you go from 13.5% that you get in California, or 13.3%,
Yeah.
then
Well,
you
yeah.
go there, and then your federal, that I think the highest tax bracket is 37%. Is if that's then lowered, now you're talking 13% plus. If there's more percent for the federal, now you're talking
well, on top of that,
30%. Let's say.
I'll say this. And whether Logan Paul responds this or not, I actually like Logan Paul. I went on his podcast. And,
Same.
Obviously he's had his missteps within the digital space, but I actually think he's a very intelligent, very smart, and very personal individual.
Yeah.
So I wanted to preface by saying that first. But with how much money I can see Logan Paul earning in 2021, especially with his dive into Pokemon cards, collecting, different sports cards, and then NFTs. I mean, this guy did a drop. He's got his Maverick Club, and then he did like an NFT drop and made millions of dollars in one day. And I would imagine with how smart he is going all in on these NFTs and probably wants tax breaks from that.
Dude, he sold the highlights from the card pulls, and the highlights for the NFTs have sold. Just the video clip of the card pull are selling for $15,000, and they're all sold out.
I stumbled upon a TikToker last night, and he's basically just making fun of NFTs because he claims that it's essentially just a new way for rich people to avoid taxes. Because, like, if you think about art in general and, like, paintings and this whole world of wealthy people just circulating these high-value items, it's like, oh, my buddy just painted this. Let's take it to my friend who's an appraiser, and then he appraises it, and then you sell it, and then you split the difference on a bunch of different stuff, and boom, I just saved hundreds of thousands of dollars on my taxes. And it's like, that's what NFTs can become. I don't know. I'm not an expert. I'm
I
just
don't know
saying.
shit about this. I don't know. I didn't even know what. I had to. Somebody had to tell me what an NFT was yesterday. I'm so bad at this kind of stuff. Like investing.
You're a boomer, man.
Am I a boomer? We're the same age, aren't we?
I'm 26, you're 27, so
That's
you're
true.
pretty old, man.
That's another thing. That's what I don't understand is like all of a sudden, when did I become ancient? All of a sudden, like
I don't know.
in the last
He's even
year-
older, so ask him.
In the last year
Yeah.
or two, I'm regarded as old.
Well, I just think it's because now this younger generation, like Gen Z is over now. It's like Generation Alpha or something.
Yeah.
If you're born like now or something along those lines. I think younger kids are just so much more integrated into the internet now. Just feel old.
Oh, bro, I mean, you talk about even the people that you have on as your hosts or guests, anything.
Yeah.
Like they're like 21, 19,
Yep.
20,
Yep.
like
It's
that's-
crazy.
And their audience is even younger most of the times.
100%.
Have you noticed like a shift in the audience of the show?
Yes.
With
the
the-
demographic has gotten younger.
Yeah.
And as a result of that, the show has gotten cleaner. So
True.
if you go to a Lover Host now versus back in the day, it's like it's a whole different show.
ballgame.
Yeah, it's a whole different show.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying that the age of the internet scares me, bro. I'm on. I was off Twitch for a while, building 100 Thieves. Really wasn't streaming much, and now it's like it has so many features and all these emotes, and I have no idea what people are saying in my chat. Like they're
Oh, you
gambling
don't have-
channel points. They're using all these better Twitch TV emotes. There's new
Poggies.
slang.
Poggies.
There's like a new version of Poggers every single day, and I just feel so old. And I'm like, I was here before it even started. Like I was on Justin TV. I was streaming like
You're the old man
Call of
yelling
Duty
at
4.
people on his
Yeah.
front lawn.
I'm starting to have these sorts of things though. Like he's having like a boomer moment. I'm starting to have more and more of them every day, where I'm like, "What the hell is this shit?"
Well-
I remember back when we were doing Twitch. You know?
Well, we were talking yesterday and laughing because we were mentioning like how Ray has this army of stands, and we joked for the video like,
Oh yeah.
Ray Twitter stand
Yeah.
up, and we were
Yeah.
like Jack Twitter, and I'm like that's my mom, bro. That's,
Yeah.
that's my one stand, and my dad.
It's crazy.
But you mentioned how you have two stands.
Two stands.
But like,
That's right.
what is your take on the stan army out there?
Yeah.
And I know you have to tread lightly and things like this.
Yeah.
And who do you think has the like of all the people you've got to meet in this industry, who do you think has like the most passionate and like best like positivity stand base out there?
I'll answer this. This is a tough question.
Thank
Jack.
you. I know.
Tough,
I'm
great
grilling you.
question.
I'm grilling you
Great
here on the
tough
CouRage and
question.
Nadeshot Show.
Yeah. So I'd say this. What I think about the stan community, I mean, they're incredibly loyal. They're incredibly passionate, and they're great as long as they respect the wishes of the creator.
Yeah.
That they're standing. I don't think there's any issues with it.
Mhm.
I think that some of the behavior gets excessive and into territory that's inappropriate and disrespectful to the person that they're standing.
Yeah.
And crosses those barriers of like, personal, life and everything like that. As long as they're respecting those boundaries, I don't have any issue with I love the passion.
Yeah.
And they've come and watched my show and they've been fantastic. They've been super nice to me. I haven't had any problems personally.
Yeah.
But I know people that have, and they've addressed that with their stands. And from what I've understand, in instances where they have addressed them, they have, the stands have been receptive to it.
Yeah.
So, who has the most positive stand community? I feel like they all there's a lot of crossover.
There is.
There's a lot of crossover, and so like in my Twitter universe, I see a lot of like the Dream SMP fans. So it's hard to really like say where one starts and one picks up. I'm not super deep into sometimes I venture off into stan Twitter.
I've seen.
Can you imagine talking to a 55-year-old person and trying to explain this
what
conversation?
This is. Oh, dude, it's gotta be crazy. I mean, I've seen a lot, like from all the interactions and trends and stuff that I've seen from Karl's community.
Yeah.
I think they call themselves Honk
TWT.
Honk Twit.
Yeah, Honk Twit. Yeah,
They seem like a good bunch.
They are a great bunch.
But I think it's
and
a lot
Karl's
led
a
by
great
Karl.
guy.
Yeah,
I
because
love Karl.
I love Karl.
Karl's like
Yeah.
extremely positive. He's extremely personable. He's someone that,
nicest guy.
like, what's funny is he tweets so much about trying to lift other people up in replies.
Yeah.
But like, that's just genuinely how he is, dude. When we went and filmed at Jimmy's thing, he was just giggling the whole time.
Preach.
Wanted to come in, didn't care if he looked like a goofball and what he was doing. Wanted to just do out there stuff that would have made people like, how you mentioned like dead air moment. Like, we'd be doing like a part on that Creator Games, and the next thing you know, there'd be a technical issue, and Jimmy would be like, Karl, what are you doing over there? And Karl's like perched on a desk, about to jump into a bowl of a million Tic Tacs, and you're like, okay, dude. Like,
and he's been this way even before he blew up.
yeah,
I remember talking to him. I think I kind of started. I knew Karl right before he really exploded, and he hasn't changed at all. The fame hasn't gotten to him.
Yeah, I couldn't see any of it. I mean, I didn't know a ton about Karl's background before I met him. And he was just a super nice guy. Everybody in that group, Chandler and Chris, they were amazing. I mean, we were there for 3 days, and it was wild how much it reminded me of just like hanging out with my friends back from high school. Like they just have been around each other for so long, you know each other so well, and it's so easy to just integrate into that group and just feel like you belong. So I am a big fan.
Yeah. Likewise. I'm a stan.
I don't know if I can go far enough to join the Honk Twit army, but
dude, I tried to get in there sometimes. Sometimes they got Honk TWT selfie day, and you got to jump in there.
I might become your stan.
Oh, you should become an Austin Show stan account.
Yeah, I'm going to change my profile picture.
Yeah, you should.
And post a photo of us together.
We should be on April 1st. We should become stan accounts of each other.
Yes. Whoa.
Let's do it.
Now we're on to something.
Let's do it. Okay.
Hold on, folks. That's coming up too.
Yeah. I know. It's
very
close. I'll be announced and everything, so it'll be perfect.
Oh, that is true.
Yeah. This podcast will probably be out.
It'll be because basically whenever someone new joins 100 Thieves, especially if someone as well established in the industry as you.
Thank you.
We go all out with the announcement video. We make it like the week. Like I think that was a great part of what my announcement was successful was because it was. I don't know if Matt remembers.
Like the CouRage Media Week.
Yeah, we had like the original announcement video. The day after was the CouRage and Nadeshot Show announcement, which is its own separate thing. We then had our first episode of the CouRage and Nadeshot Show with Ray. We then had our first Content House video. So it was just a full week of content, and you're basically at that point now too.
I'm excited for it. I'm really excited because I'm super excited to be introduced to a completely new audience. I love that. It's my favorite thing. Like, in collaborating, one of the beauties of my show is the opportunity to collaborate with so many different creators and being introduced to those new audiences.
Yeah, you kind of answered my question. I'm still going to ask it just because at the beginning of the podcast, you said something along the lines of, I've wanted to join 100 Thieves for a long time.
Yeah.
And I think when somebody's, as successful as yourself says that, it kind of reminds me of where we were 3 years ago when the company started, or 4 years ago. And just, I can't believe we've gotten to this point. So just like from the outside looking in as like a fan of yours, I'm curious what it was about 100 Thieves for you, besides being introduced to a new audience, that attracted to the brand, or what was the turning point for you? Like, I need to join this team.
So I was a soccer player growing up. You were too, right? You had a brief stint as a goalie, right?
No. I was
defender.
I played soccer.
Okay.
But soccer played me.
Okay. So I played competitively growing up, and I always loved that. I didn't really like the sport itself. Like I never really watched it. I had a great time playing it. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I did enjoy that. But what I love the most is the camaraderie that you have, like being a part of a team. And ever since I left playing sports, I've always wanted that sense of camaraderie, being a part of like an organization. So that kind of started it. And then when you look at 100 Thieves, I mean, the brand, it's just like it's everything that I want to attach myself with. It's forward thinking. It's cool. It's like it's cool. It's like lifestyle oriented to some degree. Obviously, you have a big esports presence, and that's sort of the
fun to
main
root
thing.
for, man. I think you'll see quick like how much I don't know how much you get into watching competitive gaming, but you'll realize quick, like on big tournament days
today, Call of Duty's playing today,
like
League of Legends playing today.
You'll get into it and really want to watch, and especially when as established as the games as these are.
Yeah, when I hear you say that, I think that was kind of the ultimate goal for 100 Thieves, right? Because I was part of Optic for so long, and I moved out to LA on a whim to do some other things, and for so long, there was just this gap in my life where I really missed working with other people, because when you're working on Twitch by yourself as a host, or you're on YouTube, like you're on an island, and the only person that can make it work is you, but you can make it better by working with a collective of people.
Absolutely.
And that's what I think I was missing in my life, and that's why I want to start something like this, just because I love working with others, and I think it motivates me, lifts me up. Yeah. So it's great to hear that resonates with you, and it's just an amazing feeling. So I really appreciate you saying that about the team, and I can't wait to get this started.
Likewise. And I've already, we've done the shoots, and everything that I had hoped is happening. I mean, you guys are so skilled. The put together the announcer video, like it was so well done. The crew was like, it was like a fine-tuned machine. It was phenomenal. So
it kind of scares me too. I really don't say this a lot.
Yeah.
I told you last night before we left how great the announcement video was, one of my favorites. But it's weird how well you get you fit in already.
Oh, thank you.
Like your demeanor and your sense of humor and the way you carry yourself. Like
Thank you.
I can tell we'd be really, really good friends because I respect like how you carry yourself.
Oh, thank you.
And I think that's hard to find, especially in the gaming community.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you're dealing with young kids and you can't hold it against them. They just don't have enough experience, like in a professional setting or a friendship setting. Like they know how to talk to people online, but when you get in person, their social skills need work. They need to hone them.
Yeah.
But you're like a full-blown fucking adult, and
he likes country
really
music.
funny
I
and
do,
charismatic.
Yeah, thank you.
I've got the.
I saw Brooks and
Dunn.
Dunn and Reba. Is Brooks and Dunn?
Is this Shania or Reba?
That's Reba.
Yeah, it's Reba McEntire.
Yeah. No, I felt the same way. I was so happy after I left yesterday. I was like, damn, that was so much fun. It was quick. I was a little nervous when we were filming the Content House video because like I wasn't sure what we were doing. I didn't know idea.
Oh, I mean, you're.
And I was
grown.
in it. I was in that, and I wasn't sure like when you're first getting to know people, it's like, man, to what level
Can you joke around?
can I
or
joke
mess with
around? Like even it felt. I know we were it was a scripted thing, but like you're the boss, and I'm like having to like. During this announcement video, have to put you in your place or whatnot, and it felt uncomfortable because we don't know each other as well. You know what I'm saying?
But
like,
that's the whole humor of the shows we do is that like, I mean, Matt will say himself, he's like the Michael Scott in some of these videos,
Which
or
is cool.
he's the immature one in some of the things that that we'll
you
do.
were the villain in the announcement video, right?
I literally can't wait for the announcement video just to see the outtakes of me and you in the basement,
Dude.
We're sitting in
that
this.
shit funny?
I it's hard for me now to have like a genuine laugh as I've gotten older and my heart's grown colder.
Same.
Him and I were just rattling off just like improv insults, like these cards that had like tricks we were trying to play on you guys, and one of them read, "Let's cut off an inch of Ray's hair and see how long it takes her to notice." One of them like it was, "Let's cut the internet during a big moment of Courage's stream."
Yeah.
And these are supposed to be ways to improve the chemistry of the house.
Well, there was like, I remember at one point there was a couple cards and it was Ray, just like cut off Ray's hair, like introduce another dog and say it's better than Ray's dog. I'm like, Ray's gonna be a shell of her former self by the end of this, and we were just dying. And I can't wait to see those outtakes. That was my favorite part of the shoot yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, typically we were filming some behind the scenes, and we should definitely. I think there'll be a BTS video. So I mean, if you think about it, the announcement, the apparel stuff that we filmed, that announcement, that show, the Content House, that's 5 days of videos right there around
exciting.
Your announcement, and that's what I love. That
I've never been on. I don't think this is most I've been on YouTube ever.
But you also you used to play RuneScape, right?
I did, yeah. Oh
Like,
yeah. I was.
Do you think that was like the start of your ability to like in gaming and streaming, or
I learned so much from it was definitely my start in streaming. And RuneScape, what I like to say is RuneScape was the first just chatting section before there was a time on Twitch when you used to get banned for streaming non-gaming content.
Yeah.
So RuneScape was a good backdrop to just talk to your chat and just do whatever, bring people into TeamSpeak, you know.
I never played it, but I have so many friends who still to this day do.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. Like because now old school RuneScape is a thing. They've completely broken it off and made the old school version. And
I remember
it's nuts how deeply rooted that is.
Yeah,
in so many
but
people's...
it taught you so much about like life in general. Like I learned how to type with that game. I learned about like market. You learned how to hustle.
Is that where you learned how to play piano?
How did you know I play piano?
Wait, can you play Tiny Dancer?
No, I can't. Damn. I love Elton John though.
I love Elton John.
Are you,
bro? If you go through my Spotify
Elton
wrap up from 2018, every top song is from Elton John.
dude?
Leave on likes his money.
He makes a lot, they say.
Wait, you got a great voice.
thank
What the
you.
fuck?
Bro, we gotta wait. You know,
Bro, can we
Jordan,
get drunk? Oh, you don't drink much. But can
I
we
will
go
drink
listen
with
to
you.
country and Elton John?
Dude, I would love to. I've been. Have you been to an Elton John concert?
No, but
Twice.
Wait.
Let's go fly to see him.
wait. You don't. This is the best part.
Okay.
For Christmas, my girlfriend, she got me this Goyard wallet, and then she gave me a scratch-off ticket. It was like a golden scratch-off ticket that she custom ordered from Etsy. So I scratched it off. She bought us tickets to Elton John in 2022.
Farewell tour.
The farewell tour in Chicago, front row.
Oh man, dude, that is
Bro, you don't know
awesome,
how much
dude.
I love Elton John.
Oh man, it's gonna be the best concert of your life. I've seen him twice. In 2009, I was a big fan. I was like 16. I was a big fan. My uncle, he had come to a town in Washington, a small town in Washington, and I had come up, and my uncle didn't get me a ticket, but then he surprised me last minute and pulled some strings and got me a ticket. And I went to go see Elton John, and this is before I had come out, right?
Yeah.
And I wasn't even fully aware of my sexuality at the time.
Yeah.
But I should have known because Elton John come out on stage. He says, "This one's for the girls," and he starts playing Tiny Dancers, and I stand up and go, "Ah!" I start screaming, and I'm like, "Oh my god!" You know, my mom jokes. She's like, "I should have known, right?"
That was it.
That was it. You know,
Bro,
but
that's
yeah,
hysterical.
I'm such an Elton. If I got, that's one of my dreams is to meet Elton John.
That's amazing.
Dude, if we can make this happen, 100
Hey,
Thieves.
my dream is to meet Ariana Grande. We made a music video together, so 100 Thieves.
Oh, that's right, you did.
We did.
That's pretty impressive.
That was on that same Chicago trip.
That's pretty impressive.
I sat in a drive-through for like 20 minutes the other day, and I had "Goodbye Yellow Brick Road" on
Great album.
on repeat.
That's an album, right?
I don't know.
That would suck.
I've gone through
that would
the
be
way I've gone.
embarrassing if that wasn't if I said I'm
It's
a
fine
huge Elton
because
John
I
fan.
think like for our generation, a lot of times the way you discover music isn't through like complete albums. It's through like a mixture of playlists and music.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you the name of one Elton John album, but I can name like a million songs
yeah,
off the top of my head.
like I know like one album, like Madman Across the Water is one of them, and then
I would love for you to meet Jordan Fisher and and be there for when he I went and saw him for Dear Evan Hansen on Broadway, which is incredible. Yeah. But there was one night at his house. This was almost 2 years ago now, where we were there for his birthday, and he had a couple other really talented friends of his, from people from Dancing with the Stars, really musically gifted people. Yeah. And everyone's having drinks. It was like my first time getting wine drunk. Like I'd never gotten wine drunk, and I was getting wine drunk with his now wife and a couple of her friends. And Jordan just sits down at his grand piano and just starts going. And then his friend Dex and another guy come over, and they start singing "Walking in Memphis." And I didn't even really like know the song, but they just start going in, and like Jordan's voice is smooth as butter.
It's incredible.
And I was just wine drunk, and there's a photo of me like in the background. I'm just like with this huge glass of like Chardonnay, and I'm like, oh my God. Man, I was in heaven. Bro.
I
love
so that cool. stuff. I love just getting together with musicians.
I would love to see you sing and also take part.
Oh well, thank you. I can play a little piano.
You got a beautiful voice.
Oh, thank you. My mom's a professional singer, and I come from a musical family. But I never regard myself as like a musician or anything like that. You know, I like to sing sometimes.
I'm so jealous that you can play the piano, because Elton John and just listening to him and discovering his music over the like last decade, there's a video where I talk about like the one thing there's two things I want to do in my life. I want to get a lot better at golf, but I want to learn how to play the piano. So it's like my dream. It's to bust out Tiny Dancer.
It really is. It really is just YouTube. Just go to YouTube. I like to say I don't really play the piano, because I can play I can play like 5 or 6 songs, and that's about it. But like I don't really know. I need to learn all the chords, because I feel like if I knew all the chords, I could play by ear. I could figure it out. I have been able to I can figure things out if I sit down, but I don't know the chords to the piano.
Like if someone sang like a note, could you say, oh, that's a C minor?
See, I don't know the names of the notes or anything, so I couldn't.
I think Jordan's kind of similar, because I'm like, yo, can you play a Tiny Dancer? He's like, I just got to listen to it real quick, and he's figuring it out.
but he probably actually can legit play it. If I heard Tiny Dancer, like I don't know, I don't have the tools to be able to sit there and play it, because I feel like. And maybe there's some musicians that are gonna be out there like, oh, this fucking guy, what the fuck does he know? But I feel like if you you have to have the tools. Playing by ear is one thing, but you know you got to know where to some degree you have to have some experience in knowing where you got to mess around. Even if you learn by ear, you got to mess around and play with the keys to figure out where certain chords are. Yeah. You can't just automatically know where they are, and then with experience. You listen and you're like, oh, that's that chord, that's this, and then it comes together. But see, I don't have that foundation to be able to do that. So I play obviously a bunch of chords in these songs. The songs I can play Imagine. I can play some Adele songs, Someone Like You. I can play the beginning of Bohemian Rhapsody.
Oh my God,
that's the best. I love sitting down at a party and go, dum, bum, dum, bum,
Bro, I would lose my mind.
dude. And everybody loses their mind, but I don't know how to play the rest of it.
That's okay. It's a hard song to
So
play.
I stop, and I'm just like, nah. And they're like, come on, keep going. I'm like, no, guys,
I gotta go
good.
get
I gotta go to the bathroom.
I gotta go.
Wait,
you
you
know?
always have to go to the bathroom during
Do you
that.
like James Taylor?
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, bro. Are we long lost brothers?
I think we may be.
The one of my Jackson, who you worked with probably to make all this happen, he actually is a huge Elton John fan. And when we go to the club and be drunk, we come back. It's like 2 a.m. waiting for our McDonald's to get there. We would go and watch live performances of like James Taylor, Elton John, like while there's some studio performances that they have, and then audience performances from literally like the 70s, and it's the best thing ever.
Good.
If you could do me one favor, Tracy Chapman, go watch this performance by Tracy Chapman. It was on stage, I think
I've watched this with him.
I don't think it was like the Live AIDS, that was like last Freddie Mercury show, last time Queen in the movie, if you watch it.
85.
But Tracy Chapman came on stage. I think she did a set, and she was like relatively unknown. Nobody really knew who she was. And she played a couple songs and got off stage, but then somebody was like super late for their set and they needed somebody to fill time. They just like sent her out there with her guitar, and she's in front of like 100,000 people in this arena.
Really?
And it gets dead silent as soon as she starts playing Fast Car. And I have chills right now thinking of it.
Oh man.
Because if you know the context of the actual performance, like she wasn't even supposed to be there, and she just commands this entire audience who have never heard this song before. At least that's how it was explained to me.
Yeah.
Go watch it. Tracy Chapman, Fast Car. You find it on YouTube.
It was a live performance in
front of 100,000 people in the UK.
Oh, so was it live?
Yes.
Live Aid?
I think it was Live Aid.
Because I thought Fast Car came out in like the 90s.
Now, I don't, man, I could be completely off on
We'll
the.
find you the video.
But anyway, yeah,
It's still
okay.
amazing.
I love that.
But that's like the type of videos we go watch. I'd go watch James Taylor performing.
I love
in,
that.
like,
I
the
love watching the
70s.
live performances too, especially of Elton John, because he's so incredible live.
Yeah.
And it's weird because like his voice has changed over the years as he's gotten older, and I almost prefer him in his older age.
Yeah. Do you know the scene from the Elton John movie when he finally?
I like how he just knows that I've seen it
Oh,
already.
I've watched it a million times.
Yeah.
I've seen it too. It's great.
Yeah.
The scene where his writing partner is upstairs like brushing his teeth, and then he's playing the piano, and this is the first time that he discovered like the notes to and his mom and grandma are
song,
sitting in the kitchen.
right?
Oh my God, your song, yeah. And you can tell everybody. That moment for me is like my favorite moments from these origin musical shows or films. I think an incredible TV show. I've been thinking about this for years, and I don't know how you'd put it together, but it should be like a TV series where they take major hits throughout the ages and put together like an ensemble cast that can perform these songs really well or look the part, and recreate that moment when they
That's a
finally
great
recorded
idea.
it for the first time in a studio, and like what was happening in the studio, the feelings that they had.
This is a hit. This is a hit. I'm telling you, this is. I can see, and then what you add to that is you add the commentary from the
Actual artist.
actual
or
artists
someone that was there.
that were there giving perspective, and then you cut to the interview of like of them giving their perspective, and then you cut back to like the scene, and then they're talking
Like
over
cutting the track for the first time. Can you imagine like the feeling? Did they know it was going to be a hit? Like what
Yeah.
were their thoughts on it?
That's what I love. I don't know if you've seen. Obviously, you guys have seen Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah.
And the Elton John movie. That's what I loved about it, is like watching, like this is where you felt like you were watching it happen, history happen.
It's amazing, and that's why I love the live performances from like the 70s and 80s,
Yes.
because it's just crazy.
I love live
It's like
aid stuff.
40
yeah.
years ago, and can you just imagine just the how different their lives were? And
Everyone enjoying that, a cell phone in sight.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm gonna do an abrupt change of topic here.
No problem.
well, I think we're
because
actually
we have a
over an
few.
hour now.
We're at like 57 minutes, if I had to guess.
I think we're at like an hour and 10.
Oh, hour and 7.
Yeah.
All right, then fuck this last segment, Alex. Sorry.
Yeah.
But either way, wow, Austin.
Yeah.
This was a great episode. The time
Yeah.
just flew by.
It did fly by.
I am so happy you're part of 100 Thieves. You're
I'm
a
so
truly
happy to be
personable
here.
guy. You have a great head on your shoulders, and I can tell we
Thank
have many awesome opportunities to come. All I ask for is this:
Okay.
you come down to LA
Mhm.
again when we have more time for friends and friendship and fun.
Newly friends.
Newly friends. Come on
Newly
down. We go to
friends.
some good restaurants. We have a great We swim in the pool. We listen to some Elton John. Have some drinks.
would love
Maddie's
that.
custom cocktails. We have a good time.
I would love that.
Good.
I would love that. Thank you guys so much for having me. This has been a pleasure. Super happy to be a part of 100 Thieves. The feeling is mutual.
Good.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Well, while Matt sings us out, thank you guys so much for tuning into another episode of the CouRage and Nadeshot Show. If you haven't already, be sure to check out all of Austin's social medias down below. Welcome him to the squad on Twitter. Tune into Lover Host. Maybe you can find love on his show. Shout out to Cash App as always for sponsoring and being the presented sponsor of the CouRage and Nadeshot Show. And with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye.